Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Veg Inspired Live. Every Tuesday at noon Eastern, I go live right here in the Veg Inspired Foodies Facebook group. If you are catching this on YouTube or in the Veg Inspired Plant-Based Living page, just know that we only stream into those locations about once a month. So if you don't want to miss any of our other upcoming live shows, please visit the link below, veginspired.com/foodies. Join our group and get all of the benefits that are here for you from me. Each week, I'm here talking all things plant-based living, whether you're an herbivore, omnivore, or carnivore. There will always be a takeaway to help you get more plants on your plate. Drop a hey in the chat. I see that we have Allie, we have Georgiana. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so grateful that you are here. I am tuning in live from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Yes. As always, you can get the access to the replays of these sessions in our guides section in the Veg Inspired Foodies Facebook group. And if you've tuned in before, you can see that my location's a little bit different, right? We're turned around and you are in my Veg Inspired kitchen. Yes. So for those of you that might be new around here or just tuning in, I'm a real person. I travel full-time in a fifth wheel RV with my husband, John, and our 3 cats. Don't be surprised if you see a cat walk by or if you see somebody, everything starts to shake because one jumped over to get behind the computer to look out the window because they really rule the roost, right? And so I will talk for a little bit today, really getting into this topic. I see we've got UK, we've got Canada. Yes, thank you for tuning in. Also, if I'm not saying your name, it's because you have to hit the StreamYard link, StreamYard.com/Facebook. It's in the comments and it shows me your name. So this is what I see. If it just tells me Facebook user, but if you've clicked it, I'll see the person and your name. So that's how it works with StreamYard. It is an awesome app that allows me to go live in multiple sections. So welcome to the Veg Inspired Live Show. I am your host, Kathy Davis, a former school teacher turned plant-based lifestyle coach, 3-time plant-based cookbook author, and a super busy CEO of Veg Inspired. I help people transition to a plant-based lifestyle that really supports their fast-paced schedules without requiring hours in the kitchen or the stress of what am I going to eat. Have you been there? If you find that relatable, give me some fire in the chat. Let me know. Tell me, heck yes, I'm busy. I'm tired of trying to figure this out. I have been eating and creating vegan meals for over 7 years and recently changed my own habits, to follow a more whole food plant-based way of eating to really increase my energy and take control of my own health and wellness. Y'all, the results of that change have been immeasurable. I have more energy now than I had in my 20s. The power of plants is incredible. Love to see this. Yes, yes, yes. I see we have Emma Kaylee over on YouTube. Natalie, hello. Tanya, yes, 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 yes. I love this. Relatable, you guys. This is for you. So if you're ready to take control of that energy and wellness with plants, drop some fire in the chat and let's get into this. We really, really want to focus on easy meals that don't have you sacrificing time, but allow you to reap the benefits of those whole plant-based ingredients. My biggest piece of advice I can give is to really tell you to keep it simple. Plant-based eating is a lifestyle change, right? And in the beginning, it can feel so overwhelming with fancy recipes, tons of ingredients, things you've never heard of, like what the heck is nooch or what the heck is miso? Like, I've never heard of this stuff and now you want me to make it in every recipe. So I really want you to start your plant-based eating by eating more of the plant-based foods you already love, you already cook, things like salads and vegetables. But let's make those heartier and more filling, right? Because we want the foods to fill us up and give us that energy. So add some roasted or baked potatoes, add some cooked grains or quinoa, add some beans. Really, really take some time to amp up those foods and make those meals hearty without having to spend hours in the kitchen. Because I love to cook, right? I wrote 3 cookbooks. I love to cook, but I don't always love to be in the kitchen. I mean, my kitchen's cute, right? But I'm the dishwasher. So if I dirty 6 pans, I've got to wash them. So I really want you to take a step back and stay out of that mentality that this is difficult, right? Really take that step back and be like, okay, What do I love that's plant-based? I love potatoes. I love rice. I love cucumber. I love zucchini. I love cabbage. I love peanut butter. Like, what are those foods you love? Really start reframing your plate. So, one of the things I thought would be really helpful for you is to talk through some of the easy recipes. Now, I'm using my cookbooks as resources. If you don't have them, or I mention a recipe that you'd really like to see written out, drop me a DM. Just send me a message and be like, you talked about those berry bowls. I really need more information on that, right? I'm not saying go, I mean, I'd love it if you bought my cookbooks, but I'm not saying you have to. Like, let me know what you need and I will send it to you. I am here to serve you and support you on your plant-based journey. So we're going to go in order the way we eat, right? So let's focus on breakfasts first. One of my favorite breakfasts are berry oat bowls. I actually share that recipe in the Super Easy Plant-Based Cookbook on page 73. But to give you kind of an overview, I take whole grain rolled oats. I take some soy milk. I like the unsweetened soy milk, very simple. And then I sweeten it with my own choice of sweetener. Maybe it's date syrup, maybe it's maple syrup, maybe you mix in some date paste and kind of make like a sweetened soy milk. Then I add in berries, some ground flax, maybe a dash of vanilla, maybe a dash of cinnamon. You could use a little ginger. You can really spice up your bowl however you want. If you are opting for a more low fat, skip the nuts, skip the nut butter. But if you aren't really worried about that, you're maintaining, a healthy weight, you're not worried, you can add in some nut butters, like whatever you really want to make this bowl an energizing, fresh breakfast. But you didn't hear me say you had to make it ahead. You didn't hear me say you had to cook it, because what I do is I make it real quick and let it sit on the counter, and then I come back to eat it. So, you might hop out of bed, like me, I'm full of energy. So I hop out of bed in the morning, I whip up my bowl, then I go get ready for the day, maybe do my makeup, do whatever I need to do, maybe sit down and answer a few emails. And then that bowl of frozen berries, the berries have kind of melted, the oats have soaked in some of that non-dairy milk and really make this wonderful texture. So you don't have to do it the night before, because then the excuse comes, oh, I didn't make my bowl the night before. I'll just grab something on the way. I'll just run through Dunkin' Donuts, or I'll just run through McDonald's and get. If none of that stuff's healthy, that's not fueling you. Now, if you don't love oats, try it with cooked quinoa, right? Take that cooked quinoa, mix everything together. You won't need as much non-dairy milk, right? Because I was making it more like a cereal. You won't need as much non-dairy milk. So you can kind of have more like a quinoa porridge. You can eat it cold, right? Because quinoa can be eaten cold. Or you can warm it up, whatever you prefer, right? Smoothies were another really, really powerful food that I used to eat all the time to really fuel my mornings and really get me started on the right foot. So my smoothies, I have tons of recipes for smoothies in all three cookbooks, but the ones that the big base for me is do your non-dairy milk, do your banana, do your frozen berries. That can be a very simple smoothie. I also like to add in some oats. Makes it a little hearty, keeps you full a little bit longer, so you're not reaching for those snacks at 10 a.m. if you drink your smoothie at 8. The other thing I like to do with smoothies is drink them slow. You're drinking your calories, drink them slow it down. You can even make them a little thicker, and if you have time to sit down, you could eat them as a smoothie bowl, right? Slowing it down allows you to really not just smash that 300 400 calorie smoothie in seconds. Okay, let's see. Yes, I love all these comments in the chat. Cindy, Natalie, Kim, yes, Georgiana, I love that you got my book. No worries, Georgiana, you can catch the replay in the guide section. I can even send it over to you. Something else that I make a lot are tofu breakfast sandwiches. I go ahead and I prepare my slabs of tofu ahead of time. Then all I have to do in the morning is toast up my English muffin or my whole grain toast, smear in a little avocado, maybe some tempeh bacon or vegan bacon. Sometimes I add a fresh tomato slice, and then other times it's just avocado, tempeh bacon, and tofu. And I just eat that on an English muffin and I love it. I have a recipe for my favorite tofu in this book. And I also have a recipe for tempeh bacon on veginspire.com or tofu bacon in the cookbook. So you can, whatever you want to try. I also have a smoky mushrooms that work really, really well if you don't like soy or are trying to avoid soy. They are in this cookbook. So if you need any of these recipes, again, don't hesitate to reach out. I am here for you. I want to make plant-based eating easy and accessible. We're going to move into lunches. Now, I work from home. This is my home. This is my kitchen. I can easily grab something out of the fridge, make it. But if you don't work from home, or if you're like me and you want it ready in seconds, right? Prep ahead of time for lunch. A lot of times my lunches are leftovers from the night before, but I also will make BLATs. So I'm using that tempeh bacon or tofu bacon or those smoky mushrooms from what we talked about for breakfast, lettuce, avocado, tomato, and really, digging into making a quick sandwich. Hummus wraps come together really easily. What we used to do when we worked outside the home is we would use our greens. Our greens would be washed and ready to go. All of our vegetables for our hummus wraps and salads would be prepped in the fridge. So we would spend some time, maybe one night after work or on a weekend, we would just chop up those veggies real quick. We grated carrots, grated beets, like just really getting those things ready so we could mix and match our salads, but also have veggies ready for our raw hummus wraps. For the hummus wraps, I just get whole grain tortillas, spread on some hummus, and then I layer it in rainbow colors. So I'm going for greens, I'm going for red bell peppers or tomatoes, carrots, yellow bell peppers work if you want to really keep the red, orange, yellow, green. You can do beets. I love grated beets. They add such a nice, delicious heartiness. And then I love adding broccoli sprouts to my hummus wraps because it packs in that healthy sulforaphane that Dr. Greger always talks about with his cruciferous vegetables. But you can get that easy. You don't have to prep broccoli. All you have to do is grab some sprouts out, put it on top. And then to pack up some tang, I do a drizzle of balsamic vinegar. So those hummus wraps you can find in page 65 of this book. But you can also, I just totally walked you through what I did, make it easy, make it convenient. Other things that I'll make for lunch are cold pasta or potato salads. I have a couple on veginspired.com. And then in this book, we also have the farro grain salad. So it's like, think Italian pasta salad, but made with farro. There's also a recipe for an Italian vinaigrette that is oil-free. So I love all three cookbooks, and you'll see me just pull in different recipes for each of them. But what I did with these books is really make it accessible for you. Okay. So those cold pasta salads, again, you're using similar ingredients that you've already prepped for your salads or your hummus wraps. You can mix them up with those cooked grains, a yummy dressing that you love, and now you've got an easy cold salad that you can grab. You can portion it out, take it for lunch. Something else that I really like to do since I'm at home and I have access to my stove is I'll make a quesadilla. Again, whole grain tortillas, and then I like to make a sweet potato and black bean kind of mash. So I do sweet potatoes, either grated or like roasted, and then they're ready to go. And then a black bean filling or mash. Now I'm talking about the recipe from this cookbook, but honestly, you can do any type of quesadilla. Avocado quesadillas, there's one of those in the books. And then you're literally just packing it with the veggies you want. You want to have something that's going to stick it together. So whether you use vegan nut cheese, avocado, hummus, something to get those tortillas to stay together, slap them together, heat them up. Now you've got your quesadilla and it's quick and ready. Other options for lunches, a lot of people like collard wraps or sandwiches or salad fillings that they can either eat as a sandwich or they can eat on top of a salad. So I like chickpea or tofu salads where you can prepare that filling ahead of time and then build your salad or make lettuce cups, like really looking at how it's going to fit into your life. Now I have lots of recipes for chickpea salads. I have a couple in these cookbooks. One's a vegan tuna, one's a creamy fruit and chickpea salad reminiscent of chicken salad. I also have a tahini one on veginspired.com. Also have tofu salads. Like there's so many options for those traditional sandwich fillings that you can make a quick sandwich. You can eat it in a wrap. You can eat it in a pita. Really preparing yourself. And again, staying out of your head. This doesn't have to be hard, right? If you were the person that used to eat a tuna packet at lunch, how can you make that? How can you make plant-based as accessible? Can you mix up that tuna filling and put it in the container and take it to work? Could you, if you were the person that used to grab takeout from the restaurant, could you grab the same takeout? Maybe it's a salad and then load it with some chickpeas at work? Or can you add a scoop of quinoa to really, what I'm really talking about here is, If I were to eat just an iceberg lettuce salad or just a salad with veggies, I probably would be hungry an hour later. But by adding a scoop of quinoa, maybe it's half a cup of quinoa, or a potato that's been cut into wedges and baked into like potato fries. Just adding those more satiating and filling starches really keeps my afternoon fueled and exciting. Now, let's talk dinners, because this seems to be where people get hung up. I have so many people that I hear say, "Oh my gosh, I can crush it for breakfast. I've got my oats, I've got my easy breakfasts. And lunch, I take a salad every day with these easy things. But man, dinner, I get home and I'm in couch coma mode." How many can relate to couch coma, right? You've worked all day, you're tired, maybe you have children that you're managing and managing their schedules. You've got a husband or a partner that you're taking over. Maybe you're dealing with parents, like whatever. Your life is busy, right? So here you are home, 5 o'clock, and you're hungry, and you're like, I just want the most convenient thing. I just want whatever's easy. And that's when we succumb to that. I'm just going to grab what's convenient. And maybe that's, a piece of the kids' frozen pizza or some chicken tenders, whether they're vegan or not. Like, they're the convenient food that you just go to because it's there. We want to make these plant-based dinners convenient for you. So what are some things that you can either cook up really quick or cook up really easily, or maybe you can extra batch things throughout the week. Maybe you make an extra soup while you're already in the kitchen making soup on Sunday. Maybe you make a second soup to heat up and eat throughout the week. Like, really starting to think about how you can maximize that time that you're already spending in the kitchen to make it easier on the days that you don't have. Now, that means you have to know. That means you have to know the days that you're not going to have time, which, if you've been around me long enough, you know that I'm going to say, because my number one tip for dinners is to plan ahead. Know what your schedule holds. Like, I work till 8 o'clock tonight. I have my group coaching call with my clients, which means that I will not be in the kitchen. I'm also recording a podcast. If you love podcasts, let me know in the comments, because I've been recording lots of them and I'm happy to send them over so that you can listen to some of the places that I've been talking as well. But I'm back-to-back meetings this afternoon and this evening, so I needed to make sure that I had an easy go-to meal that could be ready to go, that would fuel me for this late night and really make sure that I'm not hungry. So what do? I pick easy things like soups. We'll make up an extra batch of soup, maybe throw it in the freezer, already portioned out. I can just take it out, I can heat it up. Again, those loaded salads or Buddha-style bowls. I talked about that with lunch. You've got your salad, you've got things all prepped. You load your greens on, you add in your starch, whatever that is. Maybe it's pre-cooked rice, maybe it's, a hearty grain, maybe it's those potatoes. Sometimes we'll boil little potatoes and keep them in the fridge cold, and I'll just chop those up and put them on my salad with a yummy, maybe maple mustard dressing or rice vinegar and tahini, something I don't have to mix up. You'll hear me talk a lot about non-blender dressings. I love my Vitamix, but I don't have counter space to just leave my Vitamix on the counter, right? So I have to get it out every time I want to use it. So for me, I want those dressings that I can just whip together. So maybe that's like a soy sauce maple syrup kind of dressing, or maple and mustard, or maybe a tahini lemon, just kind of getting different flavors in there. And I find that by adding that starch to those easy salads or those Buddha style bowls, you can really take control over what's in that bowl. So my bowls are always some kind of starch, whether it's potato, brown rice, whole grain, whatever I've got on hand or that I'm cooking for the week. I always add in greens. I always add in veggies. Now, if I'm in a pinch for time, they're going to be raw veggies that are prepped for my salad. But if I have more time, I might roast them. Or I might roast them while I'm working during the day and then just heat them up, or even eat them cold roasted. Like cold roasted cauliflower is really good, cold roasted broccoli, roasted zucchini and squash that have chilled. That's all really delicious and easy. You can grill it and then eat it cold later. Really helps me finish my day strong and have that energy to serve my clients as much as I can into those late night hours. And then what about sheet pan meals, right? I love the fajitas in this cookbook. So if you don't have this cookbook, it really does speak to the Super Easy, right? There's a chapter on no cook meals. There's a chapter on 5 ingredient meals. There's a chapter on 30-minute meals, different 30-minute meals from the ones that are in the 30-minute whole food plant-based cookbook. And then there's also a chapter on one pot. And in the one pot section, I have sheet pan fajitas, I have sheet pan tacos. I have a lot of those meals that you just throw everything on the sheet pan, roast it. And while that's happening, you can help the kids with the homework at the kitchen table, or you can go run up and change and get ready for your evening. You could, if somebody else is at home, you could take the dog for a quick walk, like as long as you don't leave your oven running by itself, safety first. You can, go play a game with your kids. You can do things while that sheet pan, you're not having to stir, right? Those one pots make it so easy. Some other things that I love lately, I've been doing what I call starch and salad. We make this, it really is like a no-brainer. You pick your favorite starch for the week that you're going to eat. You have all the salad ingredients, and dinner is starch and salad. So whether that's reheating brown rice, or in our case, reheating baked potatoes, or baking sweet potatoes, like whatever our starch, we pair with that salad, and it just allows us to really make dinner come together quick, and it satisfies us, and we're just happy with those kinds of meals. Other meals that we make, we'll do stir-fried veggies. So if we've got a lot of veggies that we kind of bought for other things, and they're, maybe we bought them to eat with hummus, the hummus is gone, and now we've got these cut veggies. Can we cook them all up in a stir fry with a little bit of soy sauce, maybe some maple syrup, or a cooking sauce? Maybe you get an oil-free cooking sauce if you're oil-free, or a cooking sauce from Whole Foods or the grocery store, and cook those veggies up with stir fry. Eat it over rice, or eat it over potatoes, or eat it over your favorite whole grain. I mean, really, don't get in your own head about complicating it. Like, really, really slow it down. Take a step back. How can I make this easy? Right? And I know I talk really fast because I get so excited about this, but some tips to help make your meals happen faster. Now, super easy versus budget friendly. So here's what I want you to hear from me. Some of the tips to make things super easy do not fall into budget friendly, right? Convenience foods cost more. So if there's more things that happen to the food, it's going to cost a little more. So you have to be the person in control. You have to decide if you're looking for things to be inexpensive, or if you're looking for things to be taking time into consideration. Now, there are things that you can do that match both. But hear me when I say buying prepared ingredients that are already cut, that are already prepped, is not going to be the most budget-friendly option. So I just want you to understand that. So some things you can consider when you're at the grocery store. Can you buy broccoli crowns instead of broccoli, the full broccoli with the stalk? Can you buy broccoli that's already been pre-cut? Can you buy broccoli slaw? Like, how can you make this easier for yourself? Now, if you have the time to prep the broccoli and you want it to be more budget friendly, by all means, buy the one that's going to take more time to prep. But if you're like, I need this ready fast, buy the pre-prepped broccoli. You can also buy quick cooking grains and rice. Now, I will tell you, I was in the grocery store the other day and they had this amazing brown rice ready in like under 10 minutes. It was $5 for like a tiny little packet. Not budget friendly, but it'll be ready quick. So really looking at what you're weighing out. Now, like gadgets like air fryers, Instant Pot, things like that can really help to speed up your cooking, but that's an investment, right? You can make brown rice on the stovetop. It takes a little bit longer than it does in the Instant Pot, but you can do it. So don't feel like you have to, have all the gadgets and have all these things to make it happen. Things like cooking sauces. A cooking sauce that I like and use frequently is Mesa de Vida. So Mesa de Vida is a cooking sauce that allows you to flavor your foods without having to cut all the different veggies. You don't have to add in all the sauces. They have a Latin flavored one. They have a Creole flavored one. So if you're interested in that, you can drop a comment and I'll send you the link to theirs. You can also do veggie broth. You can use veggie broth to really level up your flavors, even when cooking in a saute pan or in roasting. Sometimes I'll roast my veggies on a sheet pan and toss in the sauce after. And other times I actually roast them in my lasagna pan in a little bit of veggie broth and some sauces, and I just stir them throughout so they really get some nice flavor. Really just depends on what you're looking for. And then, as I mentioned, plan your weekly meals. And if you have time and you enjoy it, hear me when I say that. If it brings you joy, you enjoy it, add in a quick prep day. If you don't like meal prepping, you don't have to meal prep. Maybe when you're in the kitchen on a Monday night, you double your batch of starch. Maybe while your sheet pan meal's cooking, you go ahead and you prep all your ingredients for your salad. Like, don't feel like you have to stand in the kitchen on Sunday night while everybody else is hanging out watching TV and prep all your meals for the week. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is take ownership over what needs to be done, but make sure that you enjoy it. Make sure that you reframe the way you think about it. And you're like, all right, I'm not going to prep 6 meals, but I am going to go into the kitchen and I'm going to make 2 soups because they take the same amount of time. Or I already have this pan dirty. While we're eating dinner, I'm going to throw all the ingredients for that second soup and let it simmer while I eat dinner and clean up. And then now I have 2 soups that I can eat off of throughout the day. Like, think smart around your foods, right? I don't love to wash dishes in this little sink. So I think smart. If we're dirty in a pan to make rice, dirty in the pan, I'm going to use the same pan to boil my potatoes. So really think through how you can maximize the time you're already spending in the kitchen and how you can make plant-based eating easy and accessible for you. And remember, track those benefits. What benefits are you noticing? Are you feeling all this energy? Are you able to, have a little extra pep in your step? Like, what are you noticing? Because those little things that you notice, that's what's going to help keep you on your path to plant-based. I'll open it up for questions and pop into the chat. If you do have any questions, you can drop them in the chat now. I love, love, love these comments. Yes, lunch is your favorite. Aha. Yes. Yes, I agree, Natalie. It really is tough to be chopping everything at lunchtime because, you've got other things you want to be doing. But yes, you can rewatch the replay. I love that you like that, Christina. I'm always hungry after eating a salad too. That's why I started adding something that's more satiating. And for those of you that don't know, white potatoes are the most satiating food on the satiation index. And read the starch solution if you're over there worried that carbs are going to make you fat. It's not the carb, it's the fat. So focus on those whole foods that are going to fill you up. Yes, Joanne, starch makes a salad for lunch. Stay with you. I love it. I will definitely drop some of the podcast links in the chat. You love my tahini bowl sauce. I love that you love that too. It's one of my favorites. We make it all the time. And because you don't have to use a blender, you can just whisk it up. If you're chopping and cooking vegetables for your meal, use frozen since they already prepped. This is a perfect example. Yes. And one of the things we do, we actually buy the different vegetables. So we'll buy like broccoli and mushrooms and carrots and maybe peppers and onions separate so that we can control what we put in, because we all know those stir fries have like 2 mushrooms in the whole bag. So we like a handful of mushrooms, and mushrooms you can actually buy in the produce already sliced. You can throw those in with your frozen veggies too to make those meals. So you can make it easy. Aw, Allie, the roasted veggie tacos in the 3rd book are the best. Thank you. I love that. That's such great information. Thanks for sharing. That's this book, the 3rd book, for anybody looking or interested. All right, you all. Well, I loved being here with you today. If there's anything I said, or if you're listening, #team replay to the replay and you want any of the recipes, send me a message, drop me a comment. I'm here for you. If there's topics you'd like me to cover in future live shows, you can also send me a message or let me know below. And then if there's anybody in your life, in your ecosystem, in a group that you think would love this group, I would love it if you invited them to join us in here. We are a different kind of group because I'm active. I'm here to serve you. I've been where you are, and I love sharing my story and really helping you on your path to plant-based. So thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you. And until next Tuesday, live veg inspired. Bye.